Good evening, folks, and welcome to Garbage Theater. Tonight's installment, Futurekick. I'm your host, Chase, with my co-hosts, Blake and John.
Hello.
Hello. Sorry, Futurekick just makes me laugh.
That's funny, because it makes me sleep.
That's funny. It made me incredibly angry.
Oh yeah, it'll do that.
I'm going to have trouble, because I tried to watch this thing 3 times, and I did not stay conscious for any of them.
I had a similar problem. I had to watch it in 2 sittings. The goddamn thing's only an hour and 10 minutes long.
Yeah, it's staggering how long this thing felt.
It cannot hold your attention for nothing, though.
I knocked it out in one sitting, but halfway through, which was what, 15 minutes? I was starting to nod out. Ugh.
When I started it last night, I think I was probably about 40 minutes in. And I was watching on my phone in my bed. And when I woke up, the credits were rolling. I was like, fuck. So
Back to the beginning.
So I had to start over. And then I fell asleep again. And then I tried again. And I fell asleep again. And so y'all gonna have to fill in the blanks on how this bitch ends. I could tell you all about the credits.
Well, if you missed like the last 5 minutes, you missed a substantial twist.
Oh, God.
Yeah, you probably actually had a better experience if you missed the ending.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Is it a... No, I just want to hear it, because I don't know. Like, honestly, I don't know shit about this movie.
We'll get to it. Okay.
Not even the 80s boobs could keep me interested.
Oh, yeah. Okay, folks at home, if you hadn't watched the movie, as I'm going through our typical spiel of explaining what's going on, just picture between every 5 seconds of film, it randomly cuts to some topless woman for no reason whatsoever.
None.
That's the entire movie.
Yeah.
There's always a stripper in the background for no reason at all.
Well, pretty much everything that happens inside of a strip club. So
Yes. Every establishment in this future is a strip club.
Or a laser battle arena.
Yeah, we'll get to that. So, here we go.
It's also a silly thing where, you kind of like make fun of how they thought the future was going to be. Mm-hmm. So we're only 5 years out from this future.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Yeah.
We got some catching up to do.
Laser fights. The rich are going to leave the earth.
They still had those big fat plastic phones, though. They just didn't have a cord on them.
Yeah, and the government ran on Mac.
Yeah. Okay. Futurekick. Here we go. 1 part Terminator, 1 part Blade Runner, 1 part Total Recall, 1 part Running Man.
Yeah.
Just mix them all together.
It's probably a little bit of Escape from New York in there.
Yeah, why not?
With the droning, like, the soundtrack, the one-note soundtrack.
So, we open to a title sequence as long as the goddamn movie itself. And once we get through that...
With the word Futurekick coming in and out of blurriness.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like trying to do that thing that Alien does, I guess.
Yeah, where it's like...
But the whole time I'm just like... Yeah, I'm just like, I know it's going to say Futurekick. What's with the suspense?
Well, with Alien, it's subtle. Like, you don't even notice those 2 diagonal lines for, like, a little while.
Right.
They come in really slow. It's really thin. It's a really thin typeface. This is just a big blue smear across the entire screen that slowly comes into focus to show a really stupid word.
Yeah.
So
the credits also did something I've never seen before, where it includes like Don the Dragon Wilson's resume under his name.
And that was in his contract.
Oh, it's so ridiculous. Like, who cares?
Either that or like nobody's gonna know who the fuck you are.
You better put that I'm the welterweight of some bullshit on there.
The Rock never put 10-time world champion under his name. Like,
maybe he should have.
It didn't happen. Maybe
he'd
be
get
famous
more roles.
today.
So, title sequence.
I also had a question. Sorry, I keep interrupting. I also had a question about kickboxing. Was kickboxing also destroyed at UFC 1? Like,
no,
it wasn't.
No,
Okay.
It's legitimate. Actually, well, I'm not going to get into it. We got a movie to talk about.
Okay.
If you put me down the road of fucking kickboxing, we're going to be here a while.
We're not through the title sequence yet.
Kickboxing is way more dynamic than boxing, and it should be more popular in the United States, but for some reason it's not.
There we go.
Okay.
Mini rant. Okay, establishing shot. Okay, yeah. Title sequence gone. Establishing shot. The fucking universe. Meg Foster tells us...
I'm not even sure it's ours.
Yeah. Meg Foster tells us in voiceover that after years of war, Earth's wealthiest population fucked off to the moon. And back on Earth, the governments are overthrown by corporations with the use of biomechanical men called Cyberons. But the Cyberons quickly learned that the corporations were even more evil, so the corporations hunted down and exterminated all the Cyberons. Well, that didn't last long.
It didn't go well.
Also, I never got this. Like, wouldn't the wealthy send the poor to the moon?
Nah,
There's nothing on the moon.
Yeah, you know what's not on the moon? Poor people.
You know what? You're right.
So, Cyberons Walker and Andrews stroll through the streets of Shadowrun for the SNES. Talking about their escape to the moon that they're planning next week, when the future police zero in on their location using MS Paint. Or
yes. Why couldn't they have cooler names if they're robots?
Yeah, Walker and Andrews. Yeah. Bill and Smith.
Yeah, Cyrax and Sector. Come on. Do something cool.
I'll say that I don't think anything in this movie had a good name. When Homeboy was writing this, he just wrote down the first thing that came to his mind and never got around to coming up with something better.
Nope.
Yeah, wasn't one of the clubs called like Trunculon 3000 or something like that?
Something like that. I mean, like, everything is
Trunculon.
Trunculon. Everything's the most generic, like off the dome thing. Like even the title of the movie, like Futurekick. That's it. The corporate police are just called corporate police. It's like embarrassing. I got a million of them. You got like corporates, core police, law service representatives, Securicops. I can keep going.
So the police cruisers close in on Walker and Andrews. So they steal an adequate car. As Walker scans the car with his visor, aka future sunglasses.
And that was okay. That pissed me off because the only way you can tell who's what are they called, Cyberons?
Yeah,
because they wear the glasses. Well, if you're on the lam, take off the fucking glasses.
I couldn't understand the glasses. Like, they give them, every one of them has these glasses, and they need the glasses to do their, like, Terminator vision thing. Yeah. Why couldn't they just build that technology into their eyes? It's nonsense.
Something tells me this isn't 2025 at all.
Also, Blake, you said that, they're on the lam, because technically they are, but he's out bounty hunting in the open?
Dude.
That's his job.
I know.
He's
turning people in. He's turning people in.
He literally walks into the police station. They know he's a Cyberon.
Oh my god.
This movie doesn't make any damn sense.
And then back on the goggles, or the glasses. Why are the glasses only able to give him approximate information? It's like nothing. Nothing specific. It's like
they're shitty.
Female, or like this car is late 20th century model. You narrowed it down to the century? Are you like, is that the best you can do?
Shit, I can do that.
Maybe those visors need a software upgrade.
I don't even need the visor. I can tell you what century a car's from.
So they get in their adequate car and they race around a parking garage with bullets flying. They get cut off and cornered by the future police, and the cops get out and they throw them down. They tell them to throw down their guns and their visors. And the cops are all excited because at the prospect of executing the last two Cyberons. But Walker surprise attacks him, and after standing still and letting one of the cops beat the shit out of him for a few minutes, he eventually finishes him off. And he and Andrews hightail it out of there, but before they can escape, one of the downed officers shoots Andrews dead, leaving Walker last of the Cyberons.
Which should have been the name of the movie.
No matter what occurs, I will find you!
Anything would have been better than Futurekick.
Yeah. At least I would have chuckled at Last of the Cyberons.
They could have called it Laserblade, and it would have been more fitting for this. At least that was in the movie.
Could have named. What did I call the club earlier? Trunculon.
Trunculon.
Trunculon 3000. That could be the name of the movie.
Oh, shit. So, cut to the moon, where the 1% indulge in fancy VR experiences, such as Ultra Dream, which consists of disapparating coyotes, banging women, murdering women, then being murdered yourself, or something?
Yeah, it saw the future.
So, well, I'm not going to say it.
Yeah.
Don't say anything, John. He doesn't know how it ends.
I'm not.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
So, the AI asks Howard, who's in the VR thing, if he enjoyed his VR experience, to which Howard says, well, you got to know when to stop. So the AI was controlling it, apparently, which also doesn't make sense because he created this thing.
Also, the thing, like, the words come up is like on one of those shitty little green speak and say screens that tells you the title of the game you're playing or whatever. But it's this ultra sensory thing. Come on. When was this made?
It was like 98 or something, like crazy like that. It was like
no.
It was in the 90s.
Yeah, it was like 92 or something.
Yeah,
so,
98. Come on.
I don't know.
If it was 98,
in 98,
that's bad. I mean, Jurassic
in
Park was 93.
They were finishing up the miniatures for the Lord of the Rings movie.
I'm just gonna double check real quick.
Because if that's the case, all these people deserve to be future kicked.
No, it's 91.
Okay, all right. Thank God.
Still, 2 years before Jurassic Park. This.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
I just want to hit on the name thing again.
Okay.
He names his virtual reality.
Efficient on the moon, aren't we?
They're just now starting to tap into virtual reality. They live on the moon.
Yeah, and this is the new shit.
God damn it.
Oh man. And then his program, you know how like virtual reality can feel like a dream? What if it's an ultra dream?
God. They could have called it Ultra Dream.
Sure, that would have worked.
Also would have been more fitting. So, anyway, Meg Foster, his wife, Nancy, enters and asks Howard how his VR program's coming along. And he goes on and on about the marvels of VR when the AI reminds him that he has a shuttle leaving for Earth in 15 minutes. So he leaves and tells Nancy, don't mess with the program because there's still some bugs I got to work out. Which she immediately puts on the thing and goes into Ultra Dream.
Mm-hmm.
Later,
bitches be ultra dreaming.
Later, The shuttle prepares to launch as Howard enjoys a drink in his seat, and the shuttle leaves the moon, and in seconds we're on Earth. And a commercial plays for this service called New Body, a service that lets you guessed it, get a new body. Howard leaves the terminal, and you can hear like the announcements being made at like the airport. And as it's leaving, it says that all unattended vehicles will be destroyed immediately. So that was a little heavy-handed.
I was disappointed that there wasn't an explosion sound right after that.
So later, we see Walker, and he's visiting Andrew's grave. It tells him that you're better off where you are now, Andrews. And
why does he have a grave?
I wondered the same shit.
Why?
I have no answers.
No.
None.
And why is it there so soon? They killed him 10 minutes ago.
Yeah. The whole timeline of this makes me think that the corporations took over and then had the Cyberon genocide within like the last 2 weeks prior to this movie starting.
But if that's the case, why are they burying them? Or not burying them, but why do they have them like tombs for them?
I guess well, no, that I was gonna say maybe the cops did because they didn't know, but they knew. They were bragging about
Who's
it.
going to mourn a Cyberon?
They're robots, right? I mean, purely robots.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're 100%
and if
robots.
you're looking for the last one, wait for them to show up to mourn for the other one and kill them. And there should have just been one place left because they know how many they made.
Also,
oh my god.
So back with Howard, he's sitting with some higher up, and he's being shown one of the last 4 copies of David Copperfield by some bigwig publisher, and they're expecting 500,000 units of Howard's newest program. And Howard tells him that he also wants to talk about this New Body program because it's not just science fiction, it's science fact. Isn't it a thing? There's a commercial for it.
Yeah, like it's a business.
It's in existence.
Of course, it's a fact.
Let me tell you about this thing called. Let me tell you about this thing called dentistry. It's not just science fiction.
Did you recognize this dude?
No.
It's Mr. Takahashi from Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Is
the
it?
club owner. Yeah.
Oh, I did not notice that.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Somebody I should have recognized. So we cut from there to some shady dudes in an alley harvesting some dead woman's organs, and that's it. Cut away from that to the New Body facility where the shady guys are selling off the organs they just ripped out of that girl. And shady guy number 1 demands $500,000 for this heart because he knows that New Body can't keep up with the demand. And the exec regrettably buys it from him, but he says that this is the last time because Elena Johnson, one of their corporate executives, is missing, and she stole a valuable data disk from the company. Cut to the future strippers. Howard makes his way into the club where he's a regular, apparently. There's a woman there waiting for him. Elena shows up, and she pulls Howard aside. They make the exchange for the disc as the goon from earlier, the organ thief, is watching from the shadows. Walker also shows up and spots some creep roughing up some girl. He scans him with his visor and sees that he's a wanted man, so he subdues him, cuffs him, and hauls him out past Howard. Outside, Walker gets surrounded by several other goons, and a brawl breaks out. Walker easily defeats the men, and he's approached by Howard, who wants to hire him for a job. So he takes out some cash. It's like a $100,000 bill or something. They say later, And he takes it out and he rips it in half and gives half to Walker and says, if you want the other half, you'll need to meet me in my hotel room later. That's not how money works.
How do you know?
No one's going to take a ripped in half anything.
Maybe they reverted back to like the old days where you could like chip off part of a gold coin and shit.
I'm not going to put it past them. Later, Elena runs into the organ snatchers from earlier, and they pin her to a wall and pull out some stupid-looking tri-blade thing, and they stab her and they cut out her organs and she screams.
Okay, that would be the least efficient way to take out organs, by the way.
Let me just tape a bunch of knives to my fist in a random succession, and I'll just jab it into your sternum.
Jam it into your gut.
It appears to be designed specifically for pulling out hearts, because knife goes in, heart comes out.
Yeah. Perfectly every time. A perfect heart every time. So, meanwhile, Howard goes deeper down into the alleyways with that same woman from the club, and they enter a building where they're going to watch Laserblade.
Hell yeah.
So, here's Laserblade. A man and a woman each strap into a pair of chairs facing each other, and they waggle joysticks around as a ball of light bounces around between them. This game is shockingly devoid of lasers and blades.
Yes.
In one job.
So, the man eventually triumphs as he sends the ball of light into the woman's chest, which blows her chest open and sprays blood everywhere. So he's announced as the winner of $250,000 and champion for 6 nights in a row. So
I was upset that this woman's acting because she was like so cocky before the match started. Like
she was sure she was going to win.
Oh yeah, she was King Turd on Shit Mountain. And then as soon as the match started, she looked terrified, like she didn't know what was going to happen.
I thought this was going to have laser blades.
This isn't karaoke.
I can't believe like the one time the writer went out on a limb with the naming. He like completely fucked it up.
Or was it like, what was like, okay, so they just pantomimed it, and did like the VFX guy come in later and just do his own thing? Oh, probably.
I don't know how to do lasers.
Laser blades? I'm not doing that.
I can't do lasers. You know how hard lasers is? All right, what would y'all name the game?
Laser
Light
ball, maybe?
Even laser ball would be passable.
I guess. Pong?
Yeah, there you go. Death Pong. So Howard walks out with wads of cash that he just won, betting on Laserblade. When those 2 organ thieves jump out and strike, and they stab Howard in the guts, and his girl too, but they pop one of her tits out for good measure first.
What was that about?
Just in case you were wondering what it looked like.
I was disappointed in old boy from Footloose.
Yeah, one of the organ thief guys is Sean Penn.
Not Sean Penn.
Chris Penn.
Chris Penn, not Sean Penn. Yeah. The lesser Penn.
I thought he was a gentleman. And, you know, not only are we going to dig out your heart, but boom, there's your boob.
So all this happens while some weirdo's watching from the shadows, too. Back on the moon, Nancy ends her Ultra Dream session, and Peter calls her, the old guy that Howard was having a meeting with, calls her and tells her that Howard's dead. So we instantly see a shuttle heading to Earth, and instantly see Nancy leaving the shuttle on Earth, the exact same area where Howard got off. And she's immediately mugged by 2 goons who take her bags and run off. Oh, this Earth is a rough place.
It's like not even off the jetway.
So she arrives at the police station, and she gives the clerk the what for, and she's told to take a number and wait. I'm from the goddamn moon. I don't have to wait for shit. And she makes a big scene, and she's hauled into the back. And while this is happening, we see Elena's murder being reported by another woman to the police captain, who, by the laws of movie police captainage, doesn't give a rat's ass.
Right. I was also glad to see that Karens have made it to 2025.
Karens
Just
will
cut
always be
everybody
with
in
us.
line.
Yeah.
She had the haircut and everything.
She walks clean past everybody and just starts banging on the window of the police station.
I did like how they said that number's not going to be called for days.
Yeah.
Like at the pull a number station. So, okay, it's the future where we can travel like almost instantaneously from the moon, but we're still playing pull a number.
Yep.
And that would mean that she would have to be standing there for a couple days. It isn't like she'd leave and they'd page her or something.
Yeah. It's a little slip of paper. It's not one of those Red Lobster vibrating light up deals.
No, not at all.
Chase, no one goes to Red Lobster. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Nobody.
It was the first one that popped in my head, God damn it.
Shit.
Nancy tells the police captain that she's the wife of Howard Morgan, the big-time programmer from the moon. I just said that.
And why would they know that? If I were to tell you the programmer of fucking Splatoon 2, would you know what it was?
I guess programmers throw a lot of weight around in this future.
I guess so.
Well,
I guess they can rip up $100,000 bills and shit. I guess they are. Pretty cool.
so the police captain gives her Howard's wedding ring and his wallet. He says, "This is all we found of him." So they don't have the body? How do you know he's dead?
How do you know he's
It's all they
dead?
found on him.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I said that's all that we found of him.
That's what I thought too.
Bullshit, you did.
Because that's what I was saying. I was like, aren't we dealing with a missing person then?
Well, that makes a lot more sense. So
We
he
also
tells her-
found his mustache.
He tells her that they have no leads because Earth's a fucked up place. And with more than 100 murders a day, they just can't keep up with every little millionaire that gets offed. And he tells her to go back to the moon until they find something to let her know.
It's so funny. Go back to the moon, bitch.
So,
Why is the moon the funniest place that like people could live?
because it's the moon. You can't say the moon without it being a joke. If they named like the base where they live, like Lunar 7 or something, they could call
Yeah.
it that. But no, why don't you go back to the moon?
Yeah. We should end the episode with the Whalers on the Moon song from Futurama.
I think the honeymooners set up the moon being a punchline for eternity. So, don't base anything on the moon. Back at New Body, the boss man tells the organ thieves that they didn't need to kill Howard and they just needed to get the disc back. And then the police chief emerges from the shadows. He's in on all of it. And he says that was sloppy killing Howard and that you were seen and now his wife's snooping around. So later, Nancy checks into a hotel where she's approached by the main organ thief guy. His name's Hines, which we don't find out till the end of the frickin' movie.
No, they said it.
They do? I don't
Yeah,
remember
like
that.
right when he's talking to him, telling him it was sloppy, they called him
I
Hines.
don't remember that. I'll tell you.
See? I was paying attention.
So he walks up and they both marvel at a shark in a fish tank for a couple of seconds when she gets her room, and then he just kind of walks away. Meanwhile, in her room, she's greeted by Walker, who asks what the job is. Nancy says, "I don't know what the hell you're talking about." So Walker gets pissed off and leaves. So he's immediately picked up on by the police scanners as he leaves the hotel. And as he's walking down the flaming street, everything's on fire in the streets.
It's the
He's
future,
surra-
Jason.
He's surrounded by a bunch of random goons, like what happens all the goddamn time in this universe. He easily beats them in, and the leader of them was an undercover cop for some reason. I feel like all the scenes with the control room of the future police weren't intended for this movie. They just kind of shoehorned him in there to explain why.
Yeah, it was strange.
To explain why all these people were attacking him randomly. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, at a certain point, I realized how much of the sort of setup for everything is completely irrelevant to everything that happens. It's like they spent so much time trying to build this world, but none of it matters.
Right.
Well, I mean, Walker doesn't play a large part of the movie until almost Act 3. They just kind of show him walking around and he fights a couple of random people, but to know, like, it doesn't move anything forward, him doing this.
No, and like him being a Cyberon is completely irrelevant, and like him being the last Cyberon doesn't matter. It's not like his character is developed because he's like sad that he's the last Cyberon.
Yeah,
none of it matters.
He could have just been a bounty hunter that like had like cybernetic enhancements or something. That's it.
Would have been a lot cooler if Wes Studi would have showed up and tried to club his ass.
Magua speaks English very well. So Nancy talks to one of the cops, and he gets a tip that Howard probably went to the Zenostra Club. That's the name of it.
I like Trunculon better.
Trunculon's way better.
Which is in the red light district. So she heads out there, and she asks the bartender for information on Howard. And the bartender directs Nancy to this guy named 2-1, who was the guy that witnessed the murder earlier. And he extorts her for some cash before he tells her what happened. And she begs him to tell her what the killer looked like and who he was. And he reveals that Howard was with a woman when he was killed. And he points her to another lead. So she leaves the club and throws his wedding ring away. You son of a bitch. And the wedding ring is picked up by a grateful hobo.
No, if she's gonna throw away the ring, I mean that's like symbolic, right? She can just hop on a plane.
Oh yeah,
first
she can
plane
jet
back to the moon, right?
Who fucking
she's
cares?
Done.
Yeah, go back to the moon.
I want a seat on the next flight back to the moon.
They have to say it like that, though. They have to always go, I want to go back to the moon.
So Nancy calls Captain Kramer on a video phone. And during this video phone call, sorry if these are questions, John, you can see the charges racking up on the screen. So
I didn't notice it.
No.
Okay. When she first, like, as soon as he picks up, there's a charge for $9. It cuts to him. He says a couple of words. It cuts back. It's $17. It cuts away for a millisecond. It comes back $41.
Ooh, man. Inflation's crazy in the future.
So she tells the clerk to have the captain call her back as soon as possible. The captain's ghosting her. He doesn't want to talk to her. Cut to a second bar where Nancy starts asking questions again. And the bartender is silent. But don't worry, old Farney has the info she needs.
Is this Trunculon? One of them has a name like Trunculon.
It was the last one.
You know what? I think Zenostra is like a part of town or something. He's right. The club had a T name.
Okay, maybe.
Yeah, it was like Trunculon 2000 or something.
Tonarosa? Was it Tonarosa?
No, that's the name of the district.
Zona Rosa was the name of the district.
Zona Rosa, like Red Zone.
I hope this isn't a question and John's just playing us for idiots.
That's why I keep asking the name of the fucking bar and y'all ain't telling me.
I don't know.
It's not a question.
So old Farney, the local drunk, comes out and he takes Nancy over to a
riding a cow.
He takes Nancy over to a fortune teller, and this is the woman that was trying to report Elena's murder earlier to the police chief. And meanwhile, Hines is looking on from the shadows as Nancy plies the fortune teller for information. She refuses to give Nancy anything, but Nancy gives her contact info, hoping she'll change her mind eventually.
You can find him in the basement of the Alamo.
If you change your mind, here's where you can find me. It's just a card that says Moon. So
I'll be
Farty
on the
then
moon.
goes out.
Just ask for Nancy.
Yeah.
There's only one name allowed on the moon each. There's only one Nancy.
That's right.
So, the moon's made up of about 12 people. Farty finds Hines outside and tells him that some woman was looking for him, and he tells him that she thinks that he killed her husband. And Farty says that it was probably TikTok or 2-1 that must have tipped you off. And so so Hines starts to saunter away, and Farty goes, "Hey, people usually pay me for this information." And then Hines pulls a lever, releasing a fire escape ladder that swings down and decapitates Farty, and it was spectacular.
Best thing in the movie.
Oh, yeah, there's a couple of good deaths in here, but
I wasn't expecting that at all.
Caught me totally off guard, and I damn near cheered when it happened.
So I had a thought whenever you were just going through that whole exchange that has nothing to do with that exchange.
Okay.
If the super rich live on the moon, correct?
Yes.
Then why does Homeboy have to go to Earth to talk to his boss?
Because the moon is residential only.
But wouldn't his boss be there too?
The moon is Del Boca Vista of the future.
I'm just saying, if it's for the super rich, you live on the moon, your boss probably has more money than you. He should be on the moon too. Why do you have to go to Earth?
You can't conduct business at home.
Yeah,
but then again, it could be a lie.
Districted for business.
Yeah.
Well, he's lying because he wanted to go get his side trim from Earth.
Yeah. That too.
Yeah, essentially.
You don't want us moving to the moon? We're moving in lock, stock, and barrel. We're going to be in the pool. We're going to be in the clubhouse. We're going to be all over that shuffleboard court, and I dare you to keep me out.
We're going to be in the moon pool, on the moon shuffleboard.
Oh, Lord. So, Nancy returns to the police station where Walker's turning in his bounty from earlier. And Nancy asks him to help her find out who killed Howard, and she offers him $50,000 to help her. I don't know why she cares. She's giving away all this money for this asshole.
Yeah, fuck him.
He's already got $50,000 from her dead husband.
That's not how money works.
It is now.
Back at New Body, the boss man tells the captain that Hines is out of control and he needs to be dealt with. So, meanwhile, Hines, we cut to him, and he's got some woman that he was leering at the club tied up to a table, and he uses his dumb little knife, and he cuts her open to get at her heart. Later, the captain gets in touch with Hines, telling him that he needs to go kill Nancy immediately. So he heads to her hotel, where Nancy calls Walker and tells him to come up because there's someone in her room. But she runs into the old man security guard first and sends his poor ass up there instead.
Yep.
He walks in, seeing that the lights have been disabled, and Chris Penn jumps out of the shadows, grabs him, and throws him out the fucking window. Poor old man. He was a week away from his pension.
He should have said that on the way down.
His super pension. Anyway, Walker runs through the streets to get to Nancy, and Hines and Chris Penn corner Nancy in the stairwell when Walker arrives just in time. And the three men wrestle around and tumble down the stairs when Hines and Penn scamper off like the Three Stooges. Back at their hideout, it's revealed that Chris Penn is actually a Cyberon. What a twist.
Hold on. I thought we knew who the last Cyberon was.
This one slipped through the cracks.
And why would a Cyberon be interested in revealing some woman's tit?
My Cyberon, not dead.
And also, where have I seen this woman from?
Who? The Nancy? Meg Foster?
Nancy?
Yeah.
Masters of the Universe. She's Eva Lynn.
I've seen her somewhere else.
She's in They Live also.
That's what it is. Okay. That's what it is. All right.
So Hines is repairing Chris Penn, and Chris Penn's saying that, he's just as strong as I am. So evenly matched Cyberons.
Can I just... okay, so, like... they never say that Chris Penn's a Cyberon.
They never say exactly that he's a Cyberon.
So how do we know?
He's a robot man.
He's got, like, green blood or whatever. And then... But when Walker fights him... He never comments on it either. He thinks he's the last one. Like, what is Chris Penn? What's his...
the whole Cyberon thing is pointless.
Where's his sunglasses?
He didn't get the standard issue visors.
That's why he's not a Cyberon.
That's why he couldn't tell he was a Cyberon. He didn't have his glasses on.
He's like some sort of other android. He's not a Cyberon.
It's like reverse Clark Kent.
I think, like R2 and C-3PO, they're two different kind of droids.
If he would have put sunglasses on, Walker would have been, holy shit, you're a Cyberon too.
Exactly.
Because he's not. He's like a protocol droid or something.
Protocol.
Walker's an astromech.
What's standard protocol? Make sure you pop a tit out before you carve a woman's heart out.
It's for ventilation, Chase. Jesus.
Oh, God. So, meanwhile, Nancy's getting Walker fixed up when they get tracked by the goddamn future cops again. One shows up, they knock him out, moving on. Back at the club, 2-1 is talking to the psychic about, we need to cut Nancy a break and help her. And she tells them that they need to just let the police handle it. So... cut to the captain, who's being interrogated by Hines at his office. And Hines is accusing him of setting him up because Walker was... they were waiting for him. They knew he was in there. She threw some old man at me. I had to throw him out the window. And then Walker showed up. It was chaos. So he says that he's terminating their agreement, and he cuts the captain's heart out with his tactical apple corer and plops it down on the desk. Back at Nancy's, she and Walker talk about the Cyberon War. Here's the flashback about how the Cyberons tried to escape to the moon, and there was a huge space battle, but we don't have the budget to show it to you, so just take my word on it. It was awesome.
I don't remember this.
He says there was a huge space battle. That's the line in the fucking movie.
I thought he's a robot. That's not how robots talk.
He's a robot programmed with a smaller vocabulary than he should have, probably.
It was a space battle of magnificent proportions.
There was a huge space battle. All the Cyberons died except for one ship that crash landed in L.A., and that ship had Walker and Andrews on it. And I guess that scene where they're walking down the alley in the beginning, they're walking from their wrecked ship, and we're caught up to current events.
Jesus Christ.
So she gives Walker his payment and then asks him to hold her, which he does.
Real quick, I want to talk about what the Cyberons, what were they for?
Yeah.
Because he says they were there they made them to rein in corporate crime.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'm like, why are they also like super strong and like martial arts guys? It's corporate crimes like pollution and fraud and shit. It's like not murder. And then he makes some kind of distinction between corporate crime. Like, what does corporate crime mean if the corporations aren't the criminals?
I'll tell you. So, corporate crime now, something happens, you go to a federal prison, you still get to have your spoogie come by for conjugal visits. It ain't that bad. If you got a robot coming to chop your fucking head off, you're going to think twice about embezzling them funds.
Yeah. They're not going to send you to federal. They're not going to send you to federal pound me in the ass prison.
That's right.
So she gives that back at New Body, the boss man calls the captain, finds out he was murdered, and his heart was cut out and left on the desk. And the clerk was like, "Yeah, somebody killed him. His heart was on the desk. It was weird."
I don't know why everyone's so surprised that I mean, like, people's hearts are getting cut out all over the place.
Yeah, Earth, man. That's the way it works.
It's crazy. Hold on.
You don't like it? Go to the moon.
So back at Laserblade, 2-1 is cleaning one of the chairs when Hines shows up and pushes him in and locks him into it. Hines locks himself in the other one, and he forces him to do battle with him, Laserblade style. And Hines sends the light ball into 2-1's face, exploding his head. Also fantastic.
Pretty good.
But why?
Because he sold him
You had
out
him strapped into a chair. Why'd you strap yourself into the other one?
to show how badass he is.
Yeah, he's confident.
It would have been equally badass to take out his freaking half-ass Wolverine claws and stick them in his gullet.
We've seen
I'm
that
sure he
30
still did
times
that.
already.
Yeah.
He's starting to.
We've also
dull it.
seen laser blades once, and that was enough.
So the psychic woman pays a visit to Dr. Sato, the boss man of New Body, and she threatens to go to the DA about his organ practices unless he gives up Hines' location. He does, so the psychic leaves and sends a message to Nancy telling her where he is. But Hines gets the drop on the psychic and cuts her heart out because it hasn't happened in a few minutes.
If there's
Nancy
a
gets
lady in this movie, her heart's getting ripped out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's happening.
Who hurt you, Mr. Writer Man?
So Nancy gets the message, and she and Walker head out. They arrive at the club where Hines lives like next door to the club that 90% of this movie took place in.
Probably.
Well, he don't like to commute.
So they go in, but they're jumped by Chris Penn. They take Nancy, but Walker blasts Chris Penn into, to the ground, and he leaps up and grapples. Chris Penn leaps up, grapples Walker down, giving Hines a chance to pick up a shotgun and shoot Walker. Hines and Penn run off again, and Nancy helps Walker to his feet, and he's now at 80% health. We're gonna start tracking his health like goddamn Wolfenstein. So they go after Hines and Penn, who head out into the street. They exchange gunfire and head into an adjacent building. Here come the goddamn future police again to send out the fodder. Hines and Penn climb down an elevator shaft and taunt Walker and Nancy to follow them. They start climbing down, and Walker gets electrocuted somehow and falls down, busting through the floor.
Walker seriously fucking sucks at this.
He gets trapped by Hines and Penn, who proceed to cut his pinky finger off, but Nancy sneaks up and opens fire, and they scamper away again. She helps Walker up as the police arrive outside. He's at 70% health now. That was 10.
Pinky was 10%.
Pinky was 10%. She says that he says, "How are you doing?" She says she's about at 87. But they start down the subterranean tunnels after Hines and Penn, and they come across Penn, who distracts them so that Hines can grab Nancy and put a gun to her head. They make Walker take off his visor, and he squares up against Penn, both wielding pipes. They scream annoyingly at each other.
Future pipes.
Yeah. They scream at each other and clang pipes together until they both get disarmed and they go fisticuffs. The police show up and give Hines and Penn another chance to slip away with the distraction. Walker and Nancy follow him, but Hines pulls his dumbass knife and Nancy lights him up, shoots him several times. Penn knocks Nancy to the ground and Walker attacks Penn. He kicks Penn into a loose electrical wire that fries him, blowing up his face.
Damn, I missed that.
Yeah, you did. Hines gets up, shuffles over, and tackles Walker and Nancy through a skylight. They fall down into the Laserblade arena, where Walker lands in one chair, Nancy lands in the other chair, and Hines lands in the little middle part. They both lock themselves into the chairs and activate Laserblade, and when the fucking thing in the middle, the battleship board comes up, it liquefies Hines and sprays them both down with goop.
It was all right.
Yeah. So that happens. Nancy's sitting there. It hones in on Nancy's face. Her face is covered in blood. The movie then has a fucking conniption, and we start warping through the solar system back to goddamn Nancy on the moon, having just played fucking Ultra Dream.
No.
They did it.
They born into mafia'd us.
Jesus Christ.
Howard standing behind her and asks her,
See, I didn't see none of this shit. I was asleep.
Howard standing behind her in the living room and asks her, what do you think of my new program? And she just silently stares ahead. End movie. God damn it.
Shut the fuck up. That ain't what happened.
That's what happened.
It's definitely what happens. They're trying to do a Total Recall thing.
Yeah.
They're just like slapping together all these ideas from other things, and this is their Total Recall idea.
Yeah. In the beginning, when he leaves and he tells her, don't mess with that fucking thing, and she puts it on, that's when I was like, this whole thing better not be her just in this goddamn thing.
So where does Futurekick come into play?
Nowhere.
Because they introduce him and Andrews before they introduce her, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how is he part of this program if he's real, like in the real world?
Do any of y'all have someone close to you that you love named Nancy?
No.
I don't think so.
Because I'm going to go ahead and say it. Most Nancys seem like bitches to me.
Well, there goes the Nancy part of our audience.
I mean, prove me wrong, but everyone that I know.
Oh, goddamn. What a headache of a movie.
That was the worst. My final note is just, oh, come on.
Not again.
I couldn't believe it.
Got us
also,
again.
Also, Howard had already left the house, like, by the time she put the disc in. So how is he chilling there when she finishes up?
Maybe he ran an errand and came back.
They said he was still going to Earth. That was, like, part of the real life part.
Maybe she just played for a long time.
Her using the Ultra Dream is part of the Ultra Dream.
Whoa.
Oh.
Holy shit. Is all the stuff that she talked about, like all the setup when she was like breaking down what the Cyberons are and all that stuff, is that part of it too? Or is that real life?
Well, you know, if it plays out in real time, he would have had time to go to Earth and back.
So she was sitting in this thing for days,
Yeah.
just shitting herself on the couch.
That's what Nancys do.
You know how Nancy's be.
Howard's gonna buy another couch. I'll shit all over this thing. So maybe she was just playing the whole time. Lord knows during my WoW addiction, my wife could leave the house for hours and come back, and I wouldn't have fucking known.
Yeah. Just gaming.
Yeah.
Nancy's just gaming.
Christ.
Fucking
All
Nancy.
On Twitch.
Let's do the questions of this goddamn thing. When we last left off, John and I are tied with 10. Blake's behind by 1 point.
Well, that's about to be... I'm not going to get anything right. I was sleeping for this movie.
All right. You guys ready?
Ready when
Yep.
you are.
Here we go. How long was Howard's flight to Earth going to be?
Oh, thank you.
Okay.
Which body disposal unit is Andrews buried in?
Oh, yes. I focused in on numbers this time.
Who made the hotel reservation for Nancy?
Uh-oh.
So when Walker's breaking down how all of the other Cyberons died, which two tried to escape to the underground?
Oh, fuck. definitely not going to get that one.
Was that number 4?
That was
Yeah.
4.
All right, number 5. In one of the crowd scenes, a gentleman is wearing a big neon sandwich board sign advertising
Yay.
what?
Thank you.
That had to be. Come on.
How could you miss that?
I missed it. I am not going to get one right.
All right.
I've officially what the ancient Chinese called screwed the pooch.
All right. How long was Howard's flight to Earth?
3 hours.
2 hours and 22 minutes.
2 hours, 22 minutes. That's correct. Which body disposal unit is Andrews buried in?
0036.
317.
317 is correct. Who made the hotel reservation for Nancy?
The captain.
Was it Peter?
Peter Randall was the name.
I didn't.
He can have it.
I
Fuck
didn't
it,
know his
don't
last
care.
name. I just knew the guy's name was Peter.
I'm kind of impressed by that, but I also don't want to give you the point.
Then don't give it to him.
No points.
Son of a
Good.
bitch.
Which 2 Cyberons tried to escape to the underground?
Jones and Flynn.
Fernandez and Bill.
It was Weiser and Katkin.
Ah, I was close.
And what was being advertised on the big neon sandwich board?
Beer.
Condoms.
The condom sale. Alright. So that's what? 3 for Chase?
Blitzer with 9. I'm in the lead with 13. I pulled ahead by 3. Should have been 4.
But it wasn't.
Other things I knew was the local champion of Laserblade was William the Snake Quagmire.
Most of the things I remembered was the white zone was for unloading and unloading
They only
passengers.
said it 18 times throughout the movie.
And the 3rd floor of whatever building that was for genital
Enlargements.
enhancement.
Yeah.
I had a couple other questions that just weren't as much fun. Like, which exit did they come out of at the spaceport?
Oh
God.
shit! I don't know. 5.
Wilshire exit.
Oh, it was the name.
Yeah. Anyway, they're not as much fun.
All right.
I did have a
Back
couple
in
of
the lead.
I did have a couple of lines though that we didn't talk about that I want to mention.
Okay.
I'll just mention the one. The greatest bit of wisdom from this film: the only thing you get from feelings is dead. That is just like dialogue right there.
Fantastic. Oh shit. Okay.
All right,
Are we moving on to coming attractions?
let's do it.
Oh, I can't wait. My final pick of the season, and I have a doozy. John might pick up on what I'm up to here.
Okay.
And if because this pick relates to one of his picks, and I hope he has the class to let it play out instead of calling me out on it in the middle of my spiel.
Okay.
So, okay.
In other words, shut the fuck up.
So we're going to be watching a little movie from 2004. It's got a 3.3 on IMDb, a strangely 4 stars on Amazon.
Oh, I know what it is. I see what you're doing here.
It's an hour and 37 minutes, and it's called Suburban Sasquatch.
Ooh.
My lips are sealed.
With a budget of $12,000.
Nice.
Synopsis. When a giant bloodthirsty anthropoid goes on a killing spree in a sprawling suburban park, it's up to a couple of rangers, a reporter, and a mystical Native American warrior to try and stop it. Directed by the one, the only, David Wascavage.
The boy.
Anything, Blake?
Wait, didn't we hit... We had this dude before, right?
He's only the director of a little movie called Fungicide.
Oh, so it's the Scientology guy.
What?
Yes, we made a lot of David Miscavige jokes during Fungicide.
Forgot about that.
Yeah, this is his next movie, following Fungicide, starring Sue Lynn Sanchez, Rick Harlan, Dave Titus Ignitus Bonavita, and Juan Fernandez. Reviews. Holy hell. This should not be made available to the public. And my personal favorite, the tagline for this movie should read as such: C-list non-actors accosted by roving hair-suited idiot with massive Sasquatchy and pepperoni nipples. The actual tagline is, he's out of the woods and in your neighborhood. Little bit of trivia. Some scenes were filmed at a high school. As you can clearly see, football practice happening outside of the main character's quote-unquote office. And also, budget constraints forced the director to shoot the film entirely in daylight, as night filming would have been more expensive. By the look of the trailer, you would think for a movie called Suburban Sasquatch, it wouldn't take 95% place in the woods. But it sure does. And it looks every bit as good as Fungicide.
All right.
I think it's gonna be better, to be honest.
I think this is what we need.
Do we need a little injection of David Miscavige?
Yes.
Always.
Apparently, it's also rife with horrible CGI.
Well, of course it is.
The Sasquatch is constantly changing proportions to make him look taller. Sometimes they just kind of stretch him out.
Amazing.
I can't wait. I was so happy when I found this. I was looking at it and said, yeah, this looks pretty shitty. And then I saw the director's name. I said, I know that name. I definitely know that name. I started looking and I was like, oh yeah.
So Red Letter Media did a spotlight episode on Suburban Sasquatch, and this is how I first heard about David Miscavige. So when I saw Fungicide, that's why I picked it, was because of what I'd seen of Suburban Sasquatch. So it's dope. It's crazy.
Now you're gonna get to see all of Suburban
the whole
Sasquatch.
thing. I am actually excited about this.
I'm excited too. This is gonna be good.
It's on Prime, so it's ready and waiting for everybody. But before we can start thinking about that, we got to say something nice about Futurekick. I'll go ahead. Those 2 deaths, fantastic. I'll take the easy one.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say the fire escape decapitation was that was great because it wasn't expected. It was well done for the rest of this movie. You know, I liked it.
never has a decapitation made me go, oh,
yeah.
Hey, look at you guys. I also liked those deaths. That head explosion was also great. I'll mention a few other things that I liked. I thought Meg Foster was really going for it, of all the performances in the movie, she was the only one that even had moments that felt like she was trying, and I also liked the little city model. Every time you saw the model, I was like, aw.
Yeah. It's adorable.
It was kind of adorable. There was one building where the lights on the top few floors also spelled that were numbers. I guess the address or something. That was kind of a cool touch.
Was it?
I think so. But anyway, yeah, I like the city model.
Well, there you have it, everybody. So, what's new in the world of Animal Crossing? In keeping with our theme of ending episodes this season.
I found out that KK Slider is secretly planning a birthday party for me.
Okay. That's a thing.
It is. Because my daughter logged on, and because she, on every Saturday, she goes and watches the KK Slider concert. And
which I forgot to do today, damn it.
She talked to him, and he said, "Hey, I heard Blake's birthday is coming up. You want to help me plan a party?" So there you go.
There you go.
Well, that's exciting.
I already requested his 3 secret songs. I was going to request KK Gumbo this week to get his
I was not aware of
Zydeco
secret
album.
songs. KK Gumbo, you say?
Yep.
I'm writing that down.
Next time he's there, request KK Gumbo. It's his Zydeco album.
Ew. And what are the other ones?
Oh, there's a ton. He's got lots.
Secret songs.
Secret songs. There's 3 secret songs. Get out your notebooks, everybody that plays Animal Crossing.
Fuck everybody else. I'm writing down now. Come on.
You can request Farewell.
Farewell.
Drive-In ending with an N apostrophe.
Got it.
And Animal City.
Got it.
Request those 3 by name, and you'll get his secret songs.
Nice.
So there's my Animal Crossing tip of the month.
I am excited.
What is the benefit of doing this?
You get his songs, asshole.
You get to put them on your record player, you uncivilized douchebag. My daughter has watched KK Slider so many times that she knows the lyrics to the songs.
There's no lyrics to this. He goes,
but she knows them. So she'll walk around the house. Quack, 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 ooh, ee, ee.
Okay, that's actually awesome.
It is.
I did, however, get my DIY recipe for the gold armor shoes. So now I just need that gold armor suit, because that's end game. Is building that goddamn golden armor set.
I wasn't aware of this. I'm still trying to build my fucking robot hero to match my giant monster in the middle of the garden.
This game doesn't end?
No.
Oh, okay.
It ends when you get KK Slider to your thing, but that's not the end.
That's that's not the end.
Well, that's when you see the credits.
Yeah. I gotta fill up this goddamn art museum. This stupid fox only shows up like once every 2 goddamn weeks.
I am refusing to put art. I'm not doing it. No.
Is it because it's the only part of the game that's educational?
It might have something to do with that.
And you actually have to know the artwork to see if it's the real or fake one.
I did find they had the terracotta warrior, and I spotted that fake.
Yeah, he's holding a shovel.
Yeah, I was proud of myself. Fucking detective level 100 on that one. But no, fuck that. I'm not going up in that wing. It doesn't matter. Fuck it.
That's the classy wing, though.
Fuck that wing. No, it's not happening. I am excited to catch a great white next month, though.
Yeah, sharks are next month.
Yep.
To get that. I still haven't caught my mahi-mahi.
You got to catch the great white. I mean, you have to.
Well, yeah.
Kind of goes with your theme.
I know. He will be on display promptly.
Damn it.
And I narrowly avoided disaster in the stock market this week.
Right.
It was looking bleak. I bought in at 97 bells per nip, and it was just downhill from there. And little Avatar me was getting ready to throw himself off the roof.
Yeah, I'm broke as a joke this week because I had to move me and my daughter's house, and I had to pay for her to upgrade her house. So, broke.
Good
These are
catch
real-
up, guys.
These are real men's problems, John.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm just on the last boss of Sekiro, and he's kicking my ass. Can't beat him.
Grow up, John.
Thank you for listening to Garbage Theater. As always, you can find us online at facebook.com/Garbage Theater, on Twitter at Garbage_Theater, and on Instagram at Garbage_Theater. If you'd care to leave us a review on iTunes, we would very much appreciate it. And if you have a movie suggestion or just want to reach out to us, you can contact us on any of our social channels or email us directly at garbagetheaterpodcast@gmail.com. Don't forget to like and subscribe for all the latest episodes and happenings. Good night, and see you next time, folks.